Prestige is not a lifestyle. It's about permanence. So here at Trava in Santa Rosa, we are offering 550 to 750 square meter titled land estate. So for only 29M to 44M. So imagine that 20% down payable up to 24 months. Not speculation, it's a structure. Not temporary, it's permanent. Over 315 families only, and the circle closes with governance, not marketing. So, imagine, you built your career across borders in Singapore's Financial Tower or Hong Kong Central District. So every promotion, we all know, raised your income. And every year, expanded your portfolio. But here's the paradox. While your global exposure grows, do the risk. So your wealth faces 6 simultaneous challenges like currency concentration, SGD, and HKD policies can shift overnight. Second is tax inefficiency. So here at Singapore's estate duties and especially Hong Kong's inheritance policy shifts expose families up to 20 to 22% losses. So third is political dependency. So two small economics tied to what? External powers. Fourth is, we all know, generational complexity. So children inherit legal structures, not simplicity. Fifth is geographic inflexibility, so well tied to two cities, no Southeast Asia base. So six is about, let's talk about inflation erosion. So cash position lost value every year. So traditional investments solve one of these problems. And we know that Trava solves all 6 simultaneously here at Santa Rosa as most exclusive enclaves. And Trava is a permanence, is multi-dimensional in the South. First is the currency diversification in peso real estate. So PHP real estate. So when it comes tax optimization through a 6% flat estate rate in the South. So third is political hedge in the region's fastest growing democracy. So generational clarity through title land, not complex trust. We talk about geographic flexibility for your children's career. And we talk about inflation protection through what? Scarcity. So scarcity for 315 lots peaks forever. So your monthly allocation of 240,000 to 370,000 does not vanish. So here at Trava, it's about permanence. It's secure across 6 financial dimensions. So this is not about lifestyle spending. It's about structural protection. Protection for your family, for your loved ones. So this is not about speculations. It's about disciplined and wealth positioning. Professionals like you don't act on sales pitches. You act on validation. That's why Trava is not introduced through group chats or mass marketing. It's presented through the same institutions you already rely on, like a private wealth managers in Singapore and Hong Kong. We've structured Trava that is allocation as 10 to 15% of Filipino clients' portfolio. So international law firms who validated its tax arbitrage. So advantages 6% estates in the Philippines versus 20 to 22% abroad. So families, office advisors who recommended Santa Rosa is a titled land as long-term geographic diversification. So let's talk about institutional anchors like Brent International School South, we all know, and the medical city South Luzon, who position themselves here at the same reasons. Reasons for the family, now follow. So the family is already committed to Trava. Did not act on emotion, they acted on the process, like advisor's recommendation. Second is legal counsel verification. And third, we analyze as mathematical analysis. So this is not a random community uptake. This is Trava institutional grade validation. So sabi nga, your peers don't say, we discovered Trava in WhatsApp, Viber, FB, no? They say, our advisor confirmed the allocation was correct and our counsel verified the titles. That's how professionals move, with structure, with permanence, and validation. Scarcity here is not marketing, it's a governance. From the start, Trava was designed with a fixed master plan of 315 titled estate lots only. No second phase, no expansion, and no dilution. This is not a condo launch where new towers keep rising. It's a final map. So the estate will never grow beyond its original borders. Here, no, and the mathematics are simple. And we all know every family that secures a lot reduces available circle permanently. The allocation is pinged, audited, and DSUD approved. When the circle closes, no amount of capital can reopen it. Scarcity here is not about hype. It's about policy. It's about governance. Just as your wealth manager caps allocations for risk control and Trava caps its community for generational preservation. So once the 315 families are in place here at Trava, the circle closes for good. So your decision is not about timing the market. It's about recognizing finite supply. Finite supply validated governance and the mathematics of scarcity. Prestige is not about the gates. It's about the filter that determines who stands inside. So here at Trava, the community is shaped not by advertising reach, but by professional process. Like families introduce them or introduced through private banks and wealth managers. Second is purchase verified by legal counsel and estate planning specialists. Third is multi-generational impact assessed by Family Office of Advisor. So fourth is title transfer structured through institutional protocol. So meaning your neighbors are not random. They are families who respect your structure, value of the governance, and of course, understand the permanence. Professional profiles already within Trava. So include senior medical specialists from Hong Kong and Singapore hospitals. Second is aviation executives with decades of a global command. So command with experience. Third is engineering principals who delivered a billion peso project. Fourth is family office leaders managing multi-generational portfolios. So these are not marketing profiles. They are a professional backgrounds that pass the same process that your family would undertake. The result, a community is defined not by a lifestyle as a marketing, but by institutional grade discipline. When your children grow up here, their peers will be equal not because of price tags of the property, but because of the process. Security in this context is not about guards or gates, no? It's about the governance that protects your value for your generation, protects your value for your family and loved ones. So here at Trava, governance is embedded in every detail. So at Trava, we're offering 550 square meter minimum cuts, no, up to 750 square meter, and ensuring permanence of the scale. Second is architectural guidelines. So, preventing dilutions of standard. And third, this is DSUD approved and master plan regulatory clarified by enforcement. So, this is underground utilities. Trava is aesthetics and resilience built in. So, from Locsin 1 and other model house here inside Trava. So, lastly is discreet. So, security, presence, and professional. Professional, not intrusive. So, these are not features. They are guarantee of continuity. So, family here, don't worry because about what if standards decline. So, the rules already ensure they won't. So, your heirs inherit more than a land. It's not about the property itself. They inherit certainly. So, that's their estate will be surrounded by peers of equal discipline here at Trava. So, that's the community visual. Ang harmony presence, harmony is preserved. And if you're asking for the permanence, that permanence is not left to a chance, but structured into a law. So, this is the kind of security sophisticated families demand. So, quiet, dignified, and structural. In Makati, your grandparents build wealth under similar governance frameworks. Today, Trava extends that tradition south. So, prestige is not announced. It's quietly preserved through rules that endures. At Brent International School, South and Xavier School New Valley, permanence has a different meaning. So these are not just schools alone, they are continuity engines. And Trava families already send their children here, not because of proximity, but because of the permanence of Trava. Imagine your daughters walking into rent hallways and her classmates are not strangers because they're friends. No, they are children of professionals who made the same decision you're considering. Or their parents once worked in Singapore banks or Hong Kong hospitals or a global airlines. So today, they secured permanence in Santa Rosa, giving their children both a world-class education and a permanent Filipino address here at Metro Santa Rosa. So, identify is no longer a fragmented. Children don't answer, we live in Singapore, but rent a flat. Or they say, we study at Brent and our family estate is within in Metro Santa Rosa. So, this is not about convenience. It's about continuity. So your children deserve an identity that is not temporary address, but anchored. So education amplifies that identify, turning to a permanence into a legacy. Appreciation here at Trava is not projection. It's already proven, from the pandemic days, and now here it comes. So Trava launched in 2018 at 24,000 per square meter. But today, lots trade at 45 to 55,000 per square meter. Nearly double in 7 years. Estimated at 90,000 per square meter. Imagine that. So, but price growth is only one layer. And the real proof is structural. So first is the currency diversification from PHP assets alongside SGD to Hong Kong holdings. Next is tax arbitrage from 6% plus estate tax versus to 20 to 22% abroad. And political hedge, ownership secured in a sovereign democracy. And let's talk about inflation protection, finite supply, and rising demand. And last, generational transfer, clean title, simple succession. So your career portfolio in Singapore or Hong Kong handles income. So your Trava estate handles permanence. This is not about timing markets. It's about anchoring part of your wealth and in structure that grows while protecting across 6 dimensions. So here, the evidence is verifiable and the numbers are public and the governance is documented. Proof is not about words. It's about the mathematics already written in the titles. Career timelines abroad are never linear. So let's talk about the scenario. Let's say the scene is from Singapore extends until 2030. Perfect your estate compounds while you earn Singapore dollars, no? And scenario 2, Hong Kong offers a promotion in fintech. So excellent. So your titled land appreciate while you work in Central. So scenario 3, no? Return to Manila in 2026. Ready, your permanent home base is waiting. So scenario 4, so your children decide to study in the Philippines while you remain abroad. Covered, they live on family-owned land, not in rentals. So Trava is not a demand for immediate return. It's an insurance against uncertainty. So risk mitigation is already structured. Trava is stretchable up to 24 months down payment flexibility. It's a clean successions documentation reviewed by counsel. Buyback option at the market value within first 18 months. So imagine, no? And virtual monitoring for overseas owner. So, you know what? Wherever your career moves, Permanence does not wait. So your estate compound secured independent of job postings, visas, or governance policies abroad. So this is why professional act now, because it's a career flexibility is temporary. But permanence, we all know, is forever. So prestige does not tie wealth without exit. It secures option. Trava families know liquidity is quiet, discreet, and dignified. So family offices structures resales, no? Or title transferred are clean. So our buyers are screen fears, or resales in Santa Rosa's premium enclaves is historically closed in 90 to 120 days. So this is not a noisy market of fire sales. It's a measured circle of families and transferring assets with respect. And strategy shifts, they also inherit liquidity without desperation. So here at the mathematics remain clear, finite supply, fair filtered community, and governance protected value. So here, exit is not speculation. Exit is structured dignity. Let us close with numbers and every professional respects. So let's talk about the rent in Singapore. So estimate like 220k times 12 times 5 years is around 13.2 M. Imagine that. Second is nagre-rent ka in Hong Kong like 280k a month times 12 times 5 years equals 16 M. So here at Trava, imagine 240k to 370k times 60 months equal 14 M to 22.2 M. It depends on the lot you buy. You own, titled, and permanent. And the full estate is around 29 M to 44 M today. So, you know what, Trava is stretchable up to 24 months to pay. That's not expense, that's a structural allocation. That's not a speculation, that's a legacy mathematics. Because in 2030, two families will have a different conversation. So, family A. So, family A will spend a 15 M on rent receipt abroad. So, family B will spend a 15 M securing titled land on our children and now inherit to our loved ones' family. So, which conversation will your family having? So, your introducers hold the reference code. Your counsel will review the governance pack, and managers already knows the mathematically or mathematics yan, rather. So, permanence does not wait. permanence compounds, and your family deserves the latter. That's it for today. Kaya naman, if you are retirees planning to retire in the Philippines or investors na gustong mag-invest in Trava stretchable up to 24 months, book your private tour at 639-55468-2543 and see you on my next one.